the Justin Baldoni war with Blake Lively, which seems to me, initially I felt quite sorry for Blake Lively. Then I've been reading all the messages between them all, and which he's been putting out, obviously. And it just seems like a pair of absolute weapons-grade narcissists. Now, spray gunning each other with as much dirt as they can possibly do.
Wrested his movie away from him and decided to try to hurt him with petty, made-up, out-of-context complaints.
It's insane. What are you talking about? She genuinely is not aware of how insane she's.
Stylist, I'm the costume designer on Gossip Girl. But anyone who works with me, I love it. It's like drinking through a fire hose. You're like, wow, I come in and I'm like, this is what we're gonna do. But it's just because I really I find that fashion is storytelling. It's a way to message so much more than you can with words sometimes. It's a silent way to message things. So the way that I come into a character is always through the fashion and through the costumes. So
saw in another interview you said that Ryan, actually, your husband Ryan Reynolds, wrote part of that rooftop scene. Is that true?
Yeah, that's, I mean, I would have to compare it to the original one, but that's 99% his. Yeah, he just added, I mean, Chrissy Hall wrote an incredible screenplay. It was, one of the reasons that I wanted to do this film. But also, there are natural tweaks and modifications that come in when the actor is hired and you're trying to infuse your own personality and your own authenticity. And it's like, women are people of multitudes. And, I think that it was important to me that it didn't just feel like someone's interpretation of like female gaze. Like it really was, this is what we like, this is what we listen to, this is what makes us feel these vibes. And we had an incredible music supervisor, Season Kent, and one of our editors, Shane Reed, who, fun fact, he was my editor on Taylor's music video that I directed. And I was obsessed with him. And I was like, this guy is amazing. And he never edited a movie before. He just finished Deadpool and Wolverine, and he came on and helped us with this one. And he has incredible taste in music. And we share the same composer as well from Deadpool and Wolverine. So there's a lot of sharing.
Yeah, I mean, as for the drama between them, like, if what he's alleging is true, she sounds like an absolute nightmare. I mean, I get the impression that it's like a prima donna that's come in, tried to take over and hijack the movie, and when she didn't get her way, she brought her much richer, more successful and powerful husband in to lay down the law. And the result was a disjointed production that had all kinds of problems behind the scenes, and Baldoni, by the sounds of things, got completely shafted in this one. So if all of this is true, he's 100% justified in suing her.
Control, that's selfishness, that's entitlement. This woman is a monster.
I don't understand how they do not understand why we do not like them.
Weird. Okay, weird.
Weird.
Look, I went through the 160-page timeline and evidence document that Justin published on his website in detail, as well as what he presented to the court, because it was fascinating.
Yeah, it was fascinating.
I mean, if even only half of what he's saying is true, Blake Lively is a complete nightmare.
Blake Lively is caught in old footage, revealing that, yes, her secret plan is to always take control of the movies and lie to the director.
Show up on a set, I knew that they just wanted me to show up and look cute and stand on a little pink sticker where I'm supposed to go and say what I'm supposed to say. But I also knew that that wasn't fulfilling for me, that I wanted to be a part of the storytelling, that I wanted to be a part of the narrative, whether that be in the writing, in the costume design, in creating the character. And sometimes I had directors or producers or writers who would welcome that and invite that once they saw that I was able to offer that. And sometimes I would have people who really resented that because they were like, we just hired you to be an actor. Yet when I went in the meetings, I would just seem like I'm just there to be the actor and ready to get the gig. I wouldn't reveal that I actually need to have authorship in order to feel you're trying to assert yourself into something that we didn't hire you to do.
You're basically saying you're a liar. You misrepresent who you are. Maybe that has something to do with why you're now being sued for promissory fraud.
Team Blake Lively may think they have the upper hand. Sources say she has no idea what's coming regarding her battle with Justin Baldoni.
Would dish it all out in public to this extent. I mean, she began with, I think, the New York Times, very well orchestrated, obviously, onslaught against him. And I read all that and thought, wow, poor Blake Lively. I've got to say, I'm not really thinking that now. The more I read about this, the more I think stain on all your gruesome houses. The publicists involved, the actors involved, everybody involved seems to be absolutely horrible.
Because I don't trust you, Blake. I do not trust.
Imagine this. You're lounging, casually scrolling through your feed, maybe indulging in a snack that's dangerously delicious but questionably nutritious. Then, boom, a red carpet photo of Blake Lively fills your screen. She's radiant, effortlessly poised, flashing that signature Hollywood smile we've all come to admire. But here's where things take a turn. Behind that picture-perfect image, whispers are growing, suggesting that Blake isn't just a beloved actress and social media darling. Some believe she's been pulling the strings in one of Hollywood's most calculated power moves. Could it be true? Has the Queen of Cupcakes and witty Ryan Reynolds' banter been secretly running the show, while the rest of us watched from the sidelines? Let's dig into the speculation and see what's really brewing.
Is that she's not interested in being a part of a team. She just wants to own it all. And that's fine. If that is your method of working, then do that. But you have to create your own projects. You have to put yourself in that position that you are in charge, not take it from somebody.
Piers Morgan's latest expose suggests Blake Lively's rise to fame wasn't just about talent and charm, it was a calculated move. Rumors say she's mastered the game, using perfectly timed headlines, powerful connections, and exclusive Hollywood gatherings to stay ahead. Sounds unexpected? After all, we're talking about Blake Lively, the effortlessly stylish actress who made knee-high boots iconic on Gossip Girl. But if these whispers hold any truth, there's a deeper story beneath the glitz. Long before she was trading Instagram, jokes, and whipping up homemade treats, Blake won hearts as Bridget in the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. Then came Gossip Girl, where she became Serena van der Woodsen, the ultimate it girl, effortlessly chic, adored by the media, and seemingly free of Hollywood's usual chaos. But was that flawless image organic, or was it carefully shaped? Insiders suggest Blake knew exactly how to work the system, winning over the right people with charm, sharp instincts, and allegedly a few well-placed homemade desserts. Because really, who can say no to a rising star who flatters your India, film and hands you a plate of something sweet?
Saying you're a liar, you misrepresent who you
She's a serial fraudster. That's called fraud.
That you go in there and you're like, yeah, I'd like to be an actor, and then you take over
I
everything.
don't think she even realizes what she's admitting. Sometimes they'd let me and sometimes they wouldn't. And then she goes further and says, I would just lie to them in the audition process.
Let's get one thing straight. There's nothing wrong with being charming and strategic. But the real conversation isn't just about Blake Lively's good manners, it's about how she may have actively shaped her own success. From knowing exactly who to compliment to seizing press opportunities others skipped, insiders say she became the Hollywood darling no one could refuse. And let's be real, that's a superpower more valuable than invisibility and far more profitable than web slinging. And of course, we have to talk about Gossip Girl, the show that made headbands. Iconic and had millions flocking to the Met steps, despite how ridiculously uncomfortable they are. While it started as an ensemble cast, some claim it slowly became Serena's world, with everyone else just playing along. Word is, Blake cultivated strong relationships with the show's top decision-makers, securing her character the most dramatic love triangles, the juiciest storylines, and, most importantly, the best lighting. Because in Hollywood, if you're playing to win, impeccable lighting isn't a luxury, it's a necessity.